What is up, guys? Marston here, back again with another video. So this story is about a time where I got both high and drunk at the same time. Now, before I start, I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you really know what you're doing, but to me anyway, it was hell on fucking earth and I would never do it again. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. It was a terrible idea. If you can handle it, bro, I don't know how you do it. I'm not gonna cap, bro. Anyway, this story takes place in May of 2023. It was funny. My snap memories came up from the party I was at, which I'll explain in a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell this story on the channel, because why not, right? So, like I said, this takes place 3 years ago, a few days ago, or a few days after today, actually. Because I saw the memory. I was like, oh, snap memories of this week, whatever. And I get a text from one of my boys from my town school. And I've known this kid since, like, preschool. For the sake of the story, I'm going to just call him Jacob. So Jacob hits me up like, bro, you know what tomorrow is, right? And he hits me up on like a Wednesday, I think it was. I'm like, yeah, your birthday. Happy early birthday, bro. He's like, thanks, thanks. This weekend, bro, I'm going to have a huge party. All the boys, we're all going to get together. You should come. And I was like, dude, hell yeah, bro. Since there were a lot of friends I had from my town and a lot of people I didn't get to see for like years ever since I left for the special ed school. So it was going to be nice to see everyone for the first time in almost 10 years. Because at the point of my life, I was hanging out with pretty much the same people all the time. Like, I hang out with this person that day, that person that day, and I would alternate between who I'd hang out with, like, every day. Like, I'd switch off every day. It was like a repeating cycle. So it was nice to hang out with someone new, so to speak, since I had hung out with Jacob in the past, but not in forever, if that makes sense. So fast forward to the weekend. Jacob has the house to himself. His parents knew about the party. His parents like, yeah, you know, you guys are adults. Have fun. Just be safe. Don't do anything you'll regret. Don't break anything. Don't make a mess. Don't do anything illegal. Which we didn't do any of that. You know, everything there was legal. We were safe. We kept it clean to a minimum at least. That part was fine. But fast forward to a couple hours into the party, which I probably should have mentioned this part. The party started around 5, I think, and it ended like whenever people wanted to go home. So around like 8 o'clock is where things really started to get real. So Jacob pulls up this big ass bottle of vodka, and I mean this shit was fucking huge, dude. I think it was like I said a mini stroke there. This thing was freaking huge. I think it was like a pink Whitney, and he had like a Malibu too, bro. Like he had a shit ton of vodka. And of course, you can't drink vodka straight. That's disgusting. If you do that, you are one pretentious motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I mixed the vodka with the Sprite, and I know some of you are thinking, bro, vodka and Sprite? Bro, come on, dude. It's Malibu and Coke, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? And I also had that. Relax. So I have like 3 big ass cups of that, and dude, I am gone at this point, dude. Like, I'm just enjoying myself, having a good time, catching up with the boys. We're playing video games. We're just going at it, bro. We're just partying and shit. Pause on that one. That was crazy. Going at it. This kind of crazy work. But about, we'll say like an hour later, thereabouts, Jacob pulls out the magic brownies, bro. And I was like, dude. I was drunk, so normally I would be like, dude, I can't do this, bro. Like, I know how these make me act. I know what these do to me, bro. I'm not good with this shit, but I was so drunk, I was like, fuck it, bro. So I take not one, but 2 of these brownies. Now, there weren't that much in this brownie, and at this point, I know I mentioned in the first edible video that 20 was a lot for me, but at this point I had a little bit more experience, so I could handle a little bit more. So they had about, I want to say like 25 each, so 25 plus 25 is obviously 50. So I had about 50 milligrams. Normally that wouldn't be too bad, I'd be able to handle it, but since I was drunk at the same time, that shit was worrying me. I was like, oh no, what did I do? But I was so drunk, dude. That thought went right away from me. I was like, bro, relax, relax, dude. The booze was basically telling me, relax, it's not a big deal. Don't puss out now, bro, it's too late. So about an hour goes by, dude, and these brownies fucking hit me, dude. I was like, holy shit. Now, it's kind of a weird feeling I had since, like I said, I was also drunk. So I felt like, all amped up, like in the mood to like go crazy and like do like some weird stunts, like jump off the roof and jump into the pool, shit like that. But because the eddies had also kicked in, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, it felt weird. Like, it's hard to describe. Like, if you guys have a different experience, let me know how you guys did, since I didn't even know what to feel. It was very, very weird. But then a half hour later, the munchies kicked in, and I was eating everything in sight. I remember we ordered a shit ton of pizza. We had like breadsticks and shit from one of our local pizza joints. And I was going ham with that food, bro. But not even like 10 minutes later, I feel like really, really sick. Like throw up sick. And yeah, vomit alert. Probably should have said that before. And as embarrassed as I am, I'll admit it here on the story. I freaking puked, dude, like all over Jacob's floor, and I'm embarrassed. The boys like, dude, holy shit. And shockingly, none of them were really laughing at me. They were kind of like, oh, dude, like what the fuck? But they were also like, dude, are you okay? Like that's not good, bro. I think you had way too much, and I definitely did. So I ran outside and like I puked off like the balcony, not off the balcony, but like off the pool deck, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I'm better off just doing this outside since it was gonna rain anyway. The rain will get rid of it, no big deal. Then I go over to his bathroom and I grab a bunch of like paper towels he had chilling in the bathroom and I go to clean it up and Jacob's like, no, dude, it's all good. I got it, bro. Just go lay down, feel better. So I lay down on his basement couch, since nobody was really in the basement. His basement was more of like a family area, and his parents were extremely strict about who went in the basement and making a mess in there. It was mainly made just for sleeping. Since it was nice, there was like a carpet, a big TV, a very nice couch. There was a gym, a bathroom. I think even like a small little kitchen down there. It was very, very nice. So I'm laying down in like the bathtub down there and I just feel dizzy and lightheaded. I remember I turned on like the tub faucet thing and I filled up the tub like halfway with like kind of coldish water, like not super cold, but like coolish water, if that makes sense. So I could cool myself down. I thought that would help for whatever reason, since like I said, I was so gone. My stupid ass was like, oh yeah, that'll do, right? And it kind of did, but I stand up and oh my god, dude, like I literally like trip over myself on the bathroom floor. But my phone was on me obviously, so I text Jake up. I'm like, bro, can you come down? And as stupid as this is gonna be, I was like, bro, can you like carry me to the couch or at least like, get me off the floor? So he's like, yeah, dude, no problem, I got you. So he grabs my hand. I'm able to stand up normally, and he watches me walk onto the couch. And I lay on the couch. He turns on the AC. He puts like a cooling blanket on me and a pillow. And he's like, "You're gonna be okay, bro." And at this point, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And I say to him, like, dude, like, I don't think I'm gonna go home, bro. Do you care if I just sleep here? And he's like, yeah, dude, no problem. So I text my mom. I'm like, I got a little too drunk. I'm gonna just stay at Jacob's place. And she was like, okay, that's fine, no worries. So I fall right asleep after I send my mom that text. Since I'm one of those people that worries about my parents worrying about me, even to this day. Just because, like they raised me, and like I said, my mom's my only parent, obviously, since my dad's no longer here with us. So I know my mom worries about me a lot too, since obviously I'm her son. So I'll do anything to make sure that my mom knows I'm good. So after I texted my mom, like I said, I knocked out like right away. And when I woke up the next day, oh my god, dude, I had the biggest headache of my life. And mind you, I went to bed, like I said, around like 11, 11:30 at night. I didn't wake up till like 10 o'clock a.m. the next day, maybe even 10:30. And I text Jacob, I'm like, bro, I just woke up, bro. I have such a headache. And when he comes downstairs, at first I'm flabbergasted as fuck. He gives me asparagus and water. I'm like, bro, why are you giving me asparagus? And he's like, I heard it helps you wear off the hangover. I was like, what, dude? That's fucking stupid. What? And he's like, dude, I saw something online. I heard it makes it wear off faster. I'm like, bro, like, what's your source? Freaking Yahoo Answers, dude? Like, what the hell? And he was like, dude, just trust me, bro. It might or might not work. Just try it. Sorry about that. I was like, dude, I can't have another bite, dude. I can't eat anything, dude. I'm so lightheaded. I'm so dizzy. I feel like if I eat, I'll throw up. And he was like, dude, just do it for me, bro, please. And I was like, all right, fine, fine, fine. So I take a couple of the asparaguses, and what if I told you that Jacob's asparagus method didn't fucking work? Like, I didn't feel worse or anything, but I didn't feel less sober or less of a hangover or anything like that. I just felt like the same as I felt when I woke up. So I just took a bunch of water, then I fell back asleep. And I wake up around like noontime, 12:30, and all of a sudden I feel like normal. Not fully normal, like I'm still a little bit tired, but like the hangover and the headache and all that shit is gone. And he was like, "Oh, how you feeling now?" And I told him, like I just said, I was feeling pretty normal, all that. I told him I was probably gonna go home and just sleep for the rest of the day. So that's what I did. I went home. I slept for the rest of the day, like I just said. I remember coming home, my mom and brother were like, "Oh, how was the party?" And they could tell right away I was tired and it looked like I partied too much. And I told them, like, yeah, I just partied a little too much. I think I did a little too much. I just hadn't seen these people in forever. I just wanted to party with them, all that. And they're like, "Oh, it's all right. Yeah, we didn't have anything planned today anyway. Just go rest for the rest of the day, and we'll hang out tomorrow, or do whatever tomorrow." I'm like, all right, sounds good. So I'm laying in bed and I can't fall back asleep for a few hours. I'm just chilling on my phone. I'm texting my friends. I played some video games, all that. Then around like 5 or 6 that night, I remember I was all of a sudden just really hungry. Maybe because I hadn't eaten all day. I think that's the obvious reason. So I ended up going downstairs and telling my mom, "Oh, actually, mind if I have quick dinner with you guys? Like, order something. You can cook, whatever. I'll cook." And my mom's like, "Yeah, just scavenge on whatever." So I think, what did I even make that day? I don't even remember. I remember it was like a frozen thing, but it was like a frozen lasagna or something. A frozen something. That's what I do remember. Since that's what I usually eat. 9 out of 10 times, I'll just cook something up that's frozen since I don't know how to cook. So yeah, we'll just go with that. So I eat my dinner, whatever it was. We'll just call it a frozen lasagna. And right after I ate, I was extremely tired. Like I went right to bed, and mind you, it's only like 7:30 p.m. I knock right out when I get back to my room, and I don't wake up till like 8 a.m. the next day. And then I felt normal. I was like, oh, okay, I'm back. But yeah, guys, that was insane. I would not recommend doing what I did in this video. It was a terrible experience, at least for me. Let me know what y'all's experiences was like in the comments. Let me know if it was any different, if it was the same, since I sure as hell couldn't handle it. Alright guys, I'm going to post a new video in about 20-ish minutes. I'm going to be recording right after I'm finishing this. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Alright, peace.